As a beginner in pattern making class, learning how to walk is very important. So what we're going to do is take out a long scrap of paper and a short one to where we can trace off this circle. So carefully trace off the circle and make sure your pencil is right up against it so that the circle you just drew is exactly the same size as this circle here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to carefully cut this out perfectly right along your pencil line. And then come back and double check and make sure that it's the exact same size as your circle and you didn't make it any bigger or any smaller. Also on our circle here, we're going to put a dash in here, just like we're doing a notch for a pattern piece. So then you have a starting point on the circle itself. And what I'll do for the video is I'll just make it in red and a little bit bigger so it's easy for you to see. The next thing we want to do is I want to have this circle start here at the starting point, and I'm going to have it roll along this line all the way back to the starting point again, and I'll make a mark. And this is what we call walking. Once you get to this end, put a light mark on here and then walk it again to double check your measurement. As I'm walking the edge of my pattern piece, I can only go so far. If I go too far, it's going to cut below the line. And you don't want to do that. So you always have to make sure that you're walking and staying right on the line. And as it closes, you come over here to where it closes, and then you can continue walking on. If your measurement is slightly different, go ahead and put a mark there, and hopefully they're super close together. That means basically you've done it correctly. For me, it ended up right on the same spot. Now to check if you've measured this correctly, basically you can take the round thing that you used for the measurement and you could put a mark on there. If this is something important that you don't want to draw on, you can always put a piece of tape on there and then just draw on the tape, and then later on you could peel the tape off. But what we're going to do is, with that mark, you're going to have it start at the starting point and then let this tape roll along without pushing it all the way to the other side. And you should find that the mark here matches the mark right there. And that's if you've measured it correctly. And this is called walking. If you're having trouble doing this, you need to practice this because we're about to walk our sleeve back to our bodice. And if you're doing this incorrectly right now, all of your results are going to be incorrect on the bodice. So keep practicing this until you get it right. Now, once you've walked it out to this location a couple times and you're finding that you're hitting the same spot every time, put a circle on there and a happy face. And then take a picture of this to show me that you have done this part of the project. Now that you've learned how to correctly walk a pattern piece, what we're going to do is we're going to walk our sleeve to our bodices. Now this sleeve armhole here will need to sew into this armhole seam here as well as this seam right here. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that the distance from here to here is the same as this, and the distance from here to here is the same as that. Now for my back pattern piece, what I've done is I have the armhole so it's facing towards me, and I've taped it on the table so that this won't move. And then here's my sleeve pattern piece. So this is the back bodice, this is the back of the sleeve. Remembering that there's no seam allowance on this sleeve, so we're going to walk the edge of this sleeve to that seam on your armhole. Another thing that we're going to do is, this is the right side of the sleeve and the right side of the bodice. And we need to walk them right sides together. So you're going to want to take your sleeve and turn it over, and you're going to match up the underseam and the side seam right at the edge of this sleeve. Then watch me, and what I'll do is I'll start to walk my sleeve. Now once I get to the shoulder seam of the bodice, I want to mark the shoulder seam here onto the back side of my sleeve. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk this a second time. Now that I found the location for the back, what I want to do is I want to